Almeta, did you just consider in that moment at the Greyhound when you were having this emotional moment, did you consider, since I can't get her on this bus, I shouldn't get on it?
Yep, I did consider that.
Yeah.
And what happened?
Because you left, mainly the reason why you decided to move away was because you couldn't pay an electricity bill?
I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a job, a plain and simple McDonald's job, a Jack in the Box job, Sonic job. I couldn't get a job. I just wanted to work. I wanted to provide for her, give her better than what I had. I wanted her to be with me.
Mom.
She didn't want to come.
But Almeta, why didn't you reach back for it? Because it sounds like you started getting your life together.
By the time I left for Texas, I didn't have a cell phone. I had a plan, but I didn't have money.
Okay, but over the 12 years that you haven't seen your daughter, you've had no way of communicating with her?
I asked a CPS worker when I was in a transitional period of my life, when I was in recovery, I asked her to find my daughter. She was in Sacramento. She came back to me and said, no luck. So I asked somebody else. I didn't have money for a private investigator.
But you just found her on Facebook, right?
Found her on Facebook, yeah.
Did you try to find her on Facebook 2 years ago, 5 years ago? Facebook's been around for a while.
No, no, I did not.
So
before you decided to leave Marshayla at 13, what was your relationship like with her?
I love my daughter. She was my world. I want to give her everything. I just couldn't find a job.
But
being on welfare.
I think you had a job at Target.
That was only a seasonal job. They didn't keep me on after the Christmas season. They said we didn't have room on the team for you. So what was I supposed to do?
Well, she said that you have provided her while she was younger with weed as well as alcohol. You had money for that.
Yeah, on welfare, yeah.
But why were you giving an 11-year-old alcohol and introducing her to smoking?
Because I wasn't a good mother at that time in my life.
Can I tell you, at least you could admit that.
I remember that very day when she first did it, and it was like, I can honestly vouch for her, and it was like one of those things like, Marshayla, do you want to try it? Because I don't want you to end up, you know, drunk and somebody ends up taking advantage of you. So I want to introduce this. I'm not saying that it was right. I'm not saying that it's okay. But it was like, I remember that day like it was yesterday. Like, I just don't understand why you just didn't reach back out.
It's really nice of you, Marshayla, that you're actually protecting your mom even today. And I understand that logic. I know other parents have that logic too, but you were 11. That is way too young for that kind of lesson. And what I want to understand is you keep bringing up that this was not the first time.
Do you want to have a relationship with me or not?
Of course.
Almeta,
okay.
Almeta.
At the end of the day, they're not going to be here. I'm apologizing to you. I'm your mom. I contacted you.
Almeta, I think she's already established that she definitely wants a relationship with you.
Okay, so like,
just don't be defensive.
I'm not defensive. I'm not going to sit here and just make it just seem like I'm just not going to get beat up again.
Almeta.
I have been beat up my whole life. You think I'm going to sit up here?
Almeta.
Stop. Hold on, Marshayla, let me go.
Almeta, hold on.
I'm not going to go all off, but I'm saying like I've been beat up my whole life.
Oh, I know. Almeta, I just want you to take a breath.
People have judged me for decisions I made my whole life. That's why I told her I was leaving, because those choices that I was making, I was not proud of that.
Right.
I didn't want to do that. I wanted to.
But can I tell you something, Almeta? But if today you got to fight to show her that you want her in your life, then you take that. But listen, but can I tell you, like, then right there, what you just did, how you turned to her and just got like, it makes me think about how you might have did her when she was 13 years old. You coming with me or not? That's your child, baby. But did it not seem like that's how you just did her?
That's not what I said.
Like, Almeta, it doesn't make it right because it was done to you that you could do it to her.